Hello. I'm going to see if I can buy this car. It's a Ford 100E. Okay, well, that's how much I'm prepared to pay for it. It's going to cost me £100 to get it here. And I'm bidding on this car because it's basically complete and not been messed about with, even though it's a wreck and got a lot of rust and the engine's seized. But, you know, a guy needs something to tinker about with. I'll wait for the counter to count down a bit and I'll put my bid in. If I don't get it, I don't mind. But my idea is that it'll be sort of an interesting little play about to see if I can get it running. The engine's seized. See if I can free it up, see if I can get it running. Have a look at the brakes and things like that. And, you know, maybe do some metal repair panels and things like that. You can buy some metal repair panels, but there's like a waiting list, or rather a lead time, let's say. So 20 bids on it. I mean, if 20 people think it's worth 900 quid, well, probably 20 do. One person thinks it's worth 900 quid. It's got to be worth a little bit more. I mean, these are the sort of cars we used to buy in better condition than this for like £15 when we were teenagers. Okay, I need to concentrate what I'm doing now. If I don't, I might chicken out at the end and just not bid. So how many seconds before the end do you bid then? Central heating's just kicked in, it's really noisy. We're determining the bidder. Please refresh the page. Congratulations, you won the auction. Next, complete your payment. Well, I'm going to pay when I collect it. When it says V5C, that means it's got a registration document. Here's others, look. £13,000. 461, but that one's been messed about with. That one's £3,500. So 921. Let's look at the photos. Hang on, where did it go? There's the car. No rear valance, 3-bar grille, simple seats, simple dash, 3-speed box, back seat don't look too bad, headlining looks a bit gone at the edges, but I'm thinking it's just something to play about with, and it'll make some interesting content, I hope, and I hope you agree. There we are, there's a bit of rust repair, look, underneath. Needs some rust repair there. So that'll be interesting, won't it, to try and repair that. Okay, right, I'm not going to feign excitement because it's always trepidation, isn't it, rather than excitement. You know, it's well, yeah. Let's see how it all pans out then. Okay. I'll get in touch with the seller and arrange collection or delivery, one or the other. Okay, right, I'll bring you back when I've got some more to show. Cheers then, bye. Anyway, Paul's here, he's delivering the truck. Sorry. Anyway, Paul's here, he's delivering the 100E. Here it is, I haven't seen it. Yeah, gonna have a bit of work here. Gonna have a bit of work. Yeah, so here it is. It's 100. Oh, the headlamp thing. Oh, it was lucky that stayed on, wasn't it? Don't worry about putting it back on, Paul. I'll best leave it off, you know. Yeah. Yeah. TV rights. Well, that's going to keep me busy for a while, isn't it? Bloke's got to have something to tinker about with. Okay. We'll get it down off the truck then, and I'll come back in a bit. Hey, ain't messing about. Wow. Well, I think you're looking at the worst part of it there. The rear valance has come away. That's had a little bit of thin aluminium put on it there, look. It's got the correct wheels, which are more or less unique to the 100E models. They weren't used on anything else, although that was used on caravans here in the UK. They use those on caravans. So we've got 100E wheels. I just don't know. I've had a little look online about things like brakes, and they changed at various points. Hopefully it's got the lighter brakes, but there's no guarantee. It might not have, actually, thinking about it. Yeah, this has had some work, hasn't it? All round here, this has had some work. It's not actually very well attached. Doors need a bit of repair. This area here needs some repair. It's got that thin aluminium over it. It's kind of it's just a surface repair, you know, there were some wheels and tyres in it which I asked him to take back, because I don't think I'm going to be able to use those. It was agreed with the seller to take them back. Oh, there's some keys on the floor down there, look. There's the inner sill, looks a bit ropey. Yeah, what have we got? Starting handle, or rather a wheel brace. Air filter, oil pump, some cobwebs. Old Ben from Tasty Classics wouldn't like it in here. Okay. Some sort of kooky heater thing. It's interesting, isn't it? Windscreen washer. Start on that one there, look. Not sure what that one is. Maybe the choke. Probably the choke. 3-speed box with a long shift. Nice little instrument panel. Little instrument binnacle. Amps, fuel, miles an hour. One of them indicator stalks that I used on the I used one of these on the wheel in my 32. It's good, isn't it? All the glass is there, nothing's broke. It's all toughened glass on these. Nice little shelf, you know, what's the name shelf? This is a shame because it's split. The rubber mat here. It's got the original rubber mats. Yeah. It's got a fair bit of rust on it. But I mean, like I did say, these are the sort of things we were buying when I was a teenager for like 10 and 15 quid. And they were 40 years younger than this. This is now 40 years older than they were then, and they were old cars then. Interesting, well not interesting, but it's got cross plies on the back and radials on the front, which it would have probably never been driven like that. Yeah, so here we are, 100E, simple little car. There's the number plate, that's like a reissued number plate. Early lights. Should have a reflector there. It has got indicators, so it must have an indicator in there. Got a bit of patination. Oh, look at that. That's just gone beyond patination into a actual rust. Not sure if I'm showing it. Can't tell if I'm showing it. Okay, right. Shall we have a look under the bonnet? The door hinges are a bit stiff. The guy said that it had been sat in a garage for a very long time. He doesn't really know much about it. Just something they'd picked up, and he's had it for 2 or 3 years. There's a bonnet catch there. There's something here. Brake shoes. Brand new. Ashtray. Tax disc holder. 31st of the 12th, 82. So maybe this was last run in 1982. That you used to put the tax disc there in the windscreen like that. So, assuming this was the last one, 82. That'd be 40 years, wouldn't it, until 2022. So it's 41 years since it's run. Well, 41 years since it's been on the road. Nice. The dash is okay. Pedals and everything look to be there. This is the back bumper, which appears to have some like a valance. I've never seen that before. Maybe I did have another 100E at one time. Maybe that was on that, I'm not sure. These lift up and hinge to the front. Ooh, like that. Okay. Oh dear, got a bit of rust down there. That needs doing. Here's the engine, little side valve. Oh no, oh there's the distributor cap. Okay. Look at this little washer bottle, Tudor. Horn there. Oh, there's a little stay there, look. I think they deleted those on later ones. There's a little bonnet stay there that hooks in there. Dynamo is in place. Starter's in place. There's a battery lead there, which goes to there, I think. Yep. And there's the other one there, look. That's like that. What's going on with this radiator? Lucky that that's still there, you know, with it being loose like that. Okay, some damage. I have actually got one of these in the loft of the house. These are normally okay because this is very thick metal here, and these are normally okay. They tend to rust out on later Fords. This part in front here is a bit thinner and more prone to rust. Yep, there's a vacuum tank under the front wing there, look. I don't recognise that as a Ford horn. It might be, but I don't know. The front wings unbolt. Yeah, that's got a patch on it there, look. And there's a lot of filler in this door. A lot of filler in the door there. It must have added. It's hyper extended, hasn't it? It's been opened against the wing there. The wings always go at the bottom. This wing seems all right actually. I've had worse on cars that I bought 40 years ago. Let's say 30 years ago. The actual wing up here is okay. Down the bottom there it's gone a bit, and they go on this seam here. And this is what they call the 3-bar grille, which was quite sought after when I was messing with 100Es in my teens and 20s. It's got the old headlights. Okay, well there you go, there's the very quick first look. I hope it, you know, gives us a bit of entertainment. Be interesting to see if I can get it running, get it driving, and based on the strength of that, continue then to maybe do some repairs on the body. 40 years off the road, and it might have only been used sporadically then. It's a shame the badges broke. Anglia. And you could have a prefect as well. There's a prefect, which was the 4-door. Little bit of rust here, but I've seen them much worse than that. Little bit of rust there. All in all, not bad. And I think for the price I've paid, it's not too bad. I know I've got to get underneath and do some welding. Let's put the light on the camera and get underneath. Yeah, this looks like a an aftermarket sill that's been put on. This panel here doesn't look too great. The sill's actually okay, would you believe? All the bits where it was welded though are kind of separated. You always know when there's a problem with 100Es, it's when the wing is blended into the sill. I think it'll be a case of scraping all this underseal off to see what we're dealing with. Let's just get everything clean, and then I would imagine little localised repairs can be kind of added in. Don't know, quite know where I'm going here. There's like a triangular piece here, which I think is all falling apart on the other side. There's the remnants of an exhaust system, would you believe? Little box section here. Yeah, there's a little bit of a repair there, look. Yep. Ooh, let's have a look at the other side. A little bit of rust here. That's all gone. This is gone, as in not even there anymore. Shackles. Amazingly, this area around the shackle looks to be okay. I mean, I was welding those up years ago. Yeah, I got plenty to be getting on with around here, haven't I? Okay. That's the fuel pipe there from the fuel tank. The fuel tank sits above here. Oh, this has had a piece of metal welded on, look, see there? That bit there appears to be there. This bit, I just don't know. I think I'll have to have a look on the other side, see it's been made up. This is underneath the fuel tank here. So you take the tank out and have a look, see what the bottom of the tank's like. Shackle there, look. Bit of a frame rail coming up and over. Shock absorbers there. 100E axle, which bears like a one-sided resemblance to the early Ford axles. I don't know what sort of... Yeah, that looks like the modern type of cylinder, well, you know, the later type of cylinders. It's got... can't understand why there's 4 big captive nuts there, unless they were... I just don't know. Because this car's much too early for seat belts. Big cross member there. The rear chassis rails don't look too bad, to be honest. Cross-ply tyres just don't exist anymore. Handbrake cables. Something weird going on with the wheel arch there. Must be a hole in it, and then what you can see is, you know, something on the inside of the car. Okay, so there's a bit of work to do here. Now these cars are MOT exempt, so they don't have to be MOT'd. What they do have to be though is roadworthy, so you're kind of left to your own devices as to whether it's roadworthy or not. Obviously this one isn't roadworthy because of the rust, but with some structural repairs, you know, it could be made roadworthy. Plus it needs to, you know, get the engine unstuck first. That panel needs repairing. This wheel arch is a pattern for what the other one's supposed to look like. This one's actually better. Okay, this sill's a bit knackered. It's a replacement sill, but it's, you know, gone rusty. This is that triangular piece that has survived on the other side, but it's just gone here. Oops. Mind your eyes. This box section will need to be replaced. This bit of floor will need to be replaced. Oops. There's the mats there, look. Yeah, so all this area here needs to be reconstructed. Yeah, there's the inner sill has come away from the sill. This sill's not attached anywhere along here. That's supposed to be the jacking point there. Yeah, this side is worse in some respects. This has been welded here, look. This was typical of in the day, you know, back in the day. Yeah, a bit of crustiness in the door there. Bit of crustiness in the door there. But what I envisage is that I will kind of have a go at making some repair panels and things. I'm not much of a sheet metal worker, and it'll probably be good to try and do some. 3-speed box down there. The rear mount sits there. They can deteriorate. Prop shaft up the tunnel there, look. Okay, right. Oh, it's had a new brake pipe. It's had a new brake pipe. Looks like possibly conifer, because there's, yeah, it could have been replaced, couldn't it? Okay, right then. Oh, that's landed on the carpet, half the car. Looks like the plugs haven't been taken out, which is good. You know, so nothing will have got in there. Look at the big old square-headed bolts on the carb. It did say it doesn't turn over. So what's going on here then? Weeds. There's the starter. You pull that thing inside the car and it pulls this and it makes a contact and turns the starter over. These are like those cylinders that we fitted on Jeff's Zephyr. And you can see those adapters there that we struggled to find. See the adapter coming out of the cylinder? So I know I can buy these for about £35 a piece, because they're obviously going to be no good. Wouldn't mind betting this has gone under here, because the battery's rust. The chassis rail gets rusted out by the battery. Yeah, look at that. So that's going to need repairing. I think the actual chassis is alright, it's just this top face is no good. Oh, there's some bolts there, look. Don't know what they're from. Oh, maybe the radiator. Yeah, the radiator. I'll take the radiator out. I'll use both hands so I don't damage it. Oh. Okay. Needs a new rad cap. Oh, won't put that in there. Okay. There's a hole in the valance, look, for a starting handle. But there's a hole in the valance for a starting handle, but not a hole in the bumper. Only the vans had a starting handle. The van, I'm kind of half remembering it. I think the vans had a hole. Oh, the oil is, it's got oil in it, that's good. And it looks okay. It very often does that. That's ignition, isn't it? So what's missing from here? I think that the wiring's been a bit codged up here. This doesn't look quite right. I'm struggling to remember now. The ignition. That's the feed into the car. The battery terminal goes on there. The speedo cable's there, look. Throttle pedal and everything. All these loop, you know, bullet connectors are in place. The voltage regulator's in place. You know, there's a daunting amount of welding and stuff that needs doing, but to be honest, the basic structure of the car isn't too bad. He says, pointing at the worst bit there. Shall we just put a battery on it and see if it'll turn over? He said jokingly. I'm pretty sure it won't. Water pump turns. That's in top. Don't know what that is. It's like something that somebody's started to make for it. Oh, did you see that? It turns over. Well, did you see that? I hope I was pointing at the camera at the right place. I just rocked the car, look, in top. It does turn. Wow, I'm shocked and amazed, because the guy I bought it off said that it was stuck. So that's a positive, isn't it? A very big positive. You know, I'd like to see 2 full turns, but hey, that's, wow, no, I'm really pleased by that. I don't know why the radiator was taken out. The bottom hose was cut. Maybe it was just to drain it, you know, without having to mess about. Blimey, I'm well, yeah. I'm shocked and amazed. It's nice to just be out in the garden tinkering about. You know, the sun's out, it's nice. Okay, I need to think about where I'm going to put it. Carb's a bit tight, but it has moved. I mean, if you were putting together a carb linkers, you wouldn't put it with a crazy angle like that, would you? but it does work. With these, you just sit with your foot on the floorboards and wide open throttle everywhere, because they haven't got any power. Yeah. Dinky little engine, isn't it? These often get other engines put into them. I don't think I'm particularly going to bother. I don't need to make a hot rod out of this because I've got hot rods, haven't I? Okay, right, I have 100E. Quite a strong smell of that sort of sweet, sickly sort of smell of stale fuel. Don't know if there's any fuel in the tank. No, it doesn't sound like it. Okay. I was just sitting there thinking about things, and I just realised what's missing. The coil's missing. So the distributor hooks onto the coil, and these ones go to the coil as well. I don't quite know how they've been done. Yeah, not sure. But yeah, coil. Yeah, I can't work out why there's 3 wires there, but one of them's the feed from the ignition, and it will go to the coil. Yeah, I don't quite know how that's been done there, but and then this just goes straight in the end of the coil like that. The coil sits there on its side, filled with BP, Enna, Carl or something. I can't quite remember what it was. Right, so I'm missing a coil. So there we are, Ford 100E Anglia, 2-door. And I think it's all right. I think it's all right, and I'm quite pleased with it. I mean, I don't think you would find one better than this for the same money these days. I know it's a lot of money, but it ain't a lot of money in the classic car world, is it? And the fact that I was bidding on it, somebody else must have thought it was worth just slightly less. These have the smaller back window. They had a larger back window on the later models. I think it looks alright. Looks like a bit of a coupe, doesn't it, from this angle? Okay. Righto, I think I'll leave it at that for now. And anything else will be the subject of further videos. Thanks very much for joining me at Mart's today then, and I'm sure that we'll have some interesting little sessions on this Ford 100E. Okay, thanks a lot then, take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.